Hello everyone, welcome to this live session on how to become a data analyst without coding background. So if you are willing to become a data analyst and if you want to make your career as a data analyst, so you are at the right place where you'll get the details about data analyst and how you can become an expert in data analysis even if you are not from a coding background. So before moving ahead with this session, do subscribe to Intellipath's YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on our upcoming updates and content that we bring for our viewers. Now let's move on with the agenda part. So first we'll start with what is actually data analytics. After that, corresponding to that, we'll see who is a data analyst. Then I'll tell you about the skills that are, and then I'll tell you about the learning path you can follow as well as the learning resources that you can follow to become a data analyst and acquire the skills that meets the industry requirements. Now let us move on with the first agenda point, that is what is data analytics. So data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data in order to make conclusions about the information or the data that we gather. So the first thing comes is discovering the business information. So in data analytics, we collect the data related to the organization that is relevant to our business. We collect the data, we discover the data from multiple sources. So the data can be of the customers and the potential customers or the customers who are willing to buy our product, the market trends, the competitors data, it can be competitors data. Then we try to find the patterns in the data that help us to understand or fetch or extract the information from that data. After that, we explore the data from different angles in order to understand the data thoroughly. Now, further exploring the data also includes understanding each and every parameter from the data so that nothing is missed out when we are actually analyzing or performing analytics on the data. That is why data exploration is one of the necessary tasks. After that comes visualization. So that is data visualization. So after gathering all the data, finding patterns, exploring it, we are ready with the data. Then we have to visualize it to understand the pattern, to understand the data using various statistical parameter as well. So without statistically visualizing the data, we cannot actually understand it thoroughly. So data visualization actually helps to tell the stories by curating data into a form, easier form you can say, to understand and highlight the trends and the outliers that we have in our data. Also, a good data visualization highlights the useful information that is crucial or that may prove to be crucial for our business, for the growth of our business. So that is why we visualize the data. After visualizing the data, as we get the parameter, as we understood the data and what all things or what all parameters can affect our business, so we have those parameters, we have that data and information with us. So using that, we can predict our business growth. So nowadays, predicting the business growth is one of the common trend and one of the common process that every company follows in order to check whether in which direction their business is heading to and what all profits, what are the resources that they are using for their business, and what is the output that they are getting corresponding to that. So this predicting of the business growth actually helps them to analyze their business. Then finally, creating reports corresponding to all the data you have, the visualization that you have, and after predicting the growth of the business, so you have to we need to create reports in order to share it with our team members as well as potential business partners, so that we can explain them what all things are going on with our business and how can we improve, what are the factors that are actually affecting the business, and also we can tell them that how can we check out our potential resources, how we can utilize them to generate more revenue and optimize our business processes. So all this is data analytics. Now next we'll see what is the need of data analytics. So as I already told you why we need data analytics for the business, so here are few more points why we use data analytics in the industry. So first one is analyzing business data, then analyze market data, creating business strategies, and as well as performing automation. Now for this, let me give you a small use case or example that will give you a brief idea about the need of the data analytics. So I'll give you the example of Jio. So you are already aware of the Jio company, that is the largest internet service provider in our country. That is the largest internet service provider in India. So previously there were very few subscribers of Reliance, and now, as you already know, there are millions and millions of subscribers of Jio, and the company is shooting up its revenue to the sky high. This was only possible with the help of data analytics. So first of all, they analyze the business data. They analyze their business data. They analyze their potential customers, their loyal customers, and their subscribers. So as you already know, previously there were very few subscribers, and after that they analyze the market data, including the customers data and the subscriber which are subscribed to other service providers. So at that time, the internet service providers were taking a high charge for providing the internet services. So before Jio came, we have to pay a high charge such as 200 or 300 for just 2 GB or 3 GB of data for the entire month. So Jio created an effective business strategy for its consumer to provide internet to all the consumers for actually completely free. So to subscribe more and more number of users, they provided the services for free, that is 4 GB per day for 4 months or 4 to 6 months. So more and more number of subscribers started subscribing to Jio, as they were providing more data in a cheaper price, and Jio gave new offers and different plans to their consumers, so that more and more number of customers are attracted towards Jio. So this was all possible with the help of data analytics. They analyze the market, they analyze the interest of the customers, the need of the customers, and what their competitors were lagging in the product, that is for providing internet services. So that thing they targeted, and they were successful, as you already know. So this is the need of data analytics in real world. Also, there is automation. So after all the data analytics task is performed, we can automate the processes using machine learning, artificial intelligence. So we have various tools as well as technologies that help to actually automate the business processes and optimize the business processes that we are creating. So this is the need of data analytics. Now let us move on to the next one, that is, who is actually a data analyst. So all these data analytics task is performed by a data analyst. So we can say data analytics or data analysis, whatever you feel, both are same. So data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming and modeling data with the goal of discovering useful information and then informing conclusions and supporting decision making. So that is the actual role of a data analyst. So here I have jotted down few of the points that are related to data analyst profile, and that will actually help you to understand who is a data analyst and what does data analyst do. So starting with the first point, that is designing and maintaining data systems. So all the data analytics as well as analysis task is dependent on data. So a data analyst should know how to design and maintain the system where data can be stored and then fetched whenever it is necessary for performing data analysis. So they have the responsibility for designing and maintaining the data systems. After that, mining data from primary and secondary sources. This is one of the most important tasks of any data analyst. So first of all, you should know what is primary and secondary data. So primary data is actually the type of data that is collected by data analyst, you can say, or business analyst, or any other professional who is dealing with the organization's business data. So they collect the data directly from main sources, while secondary data is the data that has already been collected through primary resources and they are stored somewhere, and then they are made readily available for the researchers or for the professional or the companies to use for their own research. So a data analyst over here mines the data from various resources that can be primary and secondary sources that are actually relevant to the business, specific to the business, and it is necessary or it can be crucial for the business to make effective business strategy for competing in the market. So this is one of the tasks. Then comes using statistical tools to interpret data sets. So the data is collected. Now what to do with that? So a data analyst use statistical tools for interpreting the data for analysis. So note it down over here that statistics is one of the most important tool apart from programming part that is necessary for any data analyst profile. Then comes analyzing and visualizing the data. So this is the core job of any data analyst, that is to analyze and visualize the data in order to understand the insights of the data and tackle the business problem. Then finding the trends and patterns in the data is the next job that a data analyst is responsible for. Then comes preparing reports that effectively shows trends, patterns and predictions using the data. So a business analyst prepares the report of the data analysis or the visualization and the conclusions that are made using the data, and also the information that is collected using the raw data is mentioned in the report to actually tell the business partners as well as the team members in order to give them the idea about their business. Then comes implementing business analytics. This includes tackling the real-time business problem and then analyze it and find a solution for the business problem and implement it. Then comes collaborating with programmers. So no worries over here because you need not to be a hardcore programmer to develop the systems. It is the part of the developers and the programmers that are already present in the company. Also further in this video, I'll tell you about that you need not to be from a coding background for becoming a data analyst. You just need basic knowledge of programming. Okay, now moving on with the responsibilities of a data analyst. They recommend system modifications and improvements. So as they have the information conclusions of the data, they have the analytics and the visualization of the data, they understand the problem, they tackle the problem using the data. So they recommend changes, specific modifications and improvements in the application or the product that the company is providing to its customers, so that their product is well updated with the market trend for the customers. And then developing the policies for data governance that includes the authenticity of using the data and implementing the data using data from several sources. So this is a data analyst. Now till now you know actually why do we use data analytics and who is a data analyst and what all tasks are performed, what is the responsibility. Now further we'll move on to the main part of this session, that is data analyst skills, where I'll be going to tell you about what all skills are required to become data analyst. So first of all, data analytics is a vast field because of which as a data analyst you are expected to have a good grasp on multiple skills, not only one. So programming is not one of the aspects that you need to cover, but there are more skills that you need for becoming a successful data analyst. So starting with the programming, then data analysis tools you should be aware of, then mathematics, and then you should know how to work with data. So starting with the very first part, that is programming. So you need not to be a hardcore programmer who develops the application, who tests the application, who deploys the application and find bugs and errors in the application. So for becoming a data analyst, you just need to know these two programming languages, that is Python and R. So these two are the simplest programming language among all the programming languages that are available. So I'll tell you, when you start learning Python, you'll get to know that it is as similar to the communication language, the English language that we use for the communication. Just you need to learn the basic syntax of Python as well as R. So also in R programming language that is generally used, and it is a widely used programming language for analyzing the data. It is commonly used for statistical analysis. So it has the simplest syntax over all the other programming languages. There are no hard and fast rules of using semicolons or brackets or any other thing. So these two are the simplest programming languages that you need to learn for becoming a data analyst. So to accomplish the task of a data analyst, there are libraries and packages that are used for analysis, visualization, data manipulation, and create graphs as well as plots to understand the data. So you need to learn about the usage of those libraries and packages. You need not to write programs or algorithms for any application. You just need to understand how you can use those libraries, packages, functions as well as methods for analyzing the data, for utilizing the data, or for extracting the information out of the data by visualization as well as by analytics. So this is the programming aspect for a data analyst that I want to make clear for the beginners having no coding experience, that you need to master the usage of those libraries and packages using these programming languages. You need to learn the basic syntax of it, then you need to implement those using the data that you have. Now moving to the next skill, that is data analysis tools. So there are many tools available for data analysis as well as visualization that most of the companies uses for their day-to-day analysis task. So data analysis tools are used for data analysis as well as visualization. So this is Tableau, Power BI and ClickSense, which are the widely used tools in the industry. So I would recommend you to learn any one of them, not all of them. You can learn Tableau, you can learn Power BI or ClickSense, because most of the companies uses it. So it is according to the specific business. So if you are in the company who is using Power BI, then you should go for Power BI, and same with Tableau and ClickSense. So for a beginner, you can start with Tableau. So it's my choice, but you can go with Power BI and ClickSense. So you can choose any one of them. Now I'll move on to the next skill that you must have, that is mathematics. So as you already know, mathematics is one of the important, or you can say the crucial resource that help us to perform various methodologies and processes, and we actually create business strategies based on the mathematical conclusions. So for data analyst, to become a data analyst, you must have knowledge of linear algebra, calculus and statistics. So you need not to worry about the core concepts of calculus, linear algebra. So you need to well versed, and you should have a thorough knowledge of the topics, or you can say the mathematics topics and concepts that are relevant and that are used for by a business for actually solving the business related problem. So for example, if you are given the task, or a data analyst is given the task for predicting whether the customer will buy the product or not, and the buying of the product depends on certain factors, so then you need to find the relation between the dependents and the independent variables. So you should have knowledge of linear algebra, specifically linear regression over here, and multilinear regression as well as polynomial regression. Then talking about calculus, so it is not majorly used, but when you try to find the pattern and the relationship between the variables, so there are sometimes the situations where you need to understand and where you need to find the relation when one variable is changing with respect to the another, or you can say one parameter or one data point is changing with respect to another. So then you need to have the knowledge of calculus. And coming to statistics, no doubt it is one of the essential or crucial components in the data analysis task. So without the knowledge of statistics, it is like a situation, or it is like a skill that you actually cannot ignore. It is the heart of data analysis task. So it is like, without statistics, the condition will become as a train without an engine. So this is the importance of statistics. Now we have talked about mathematics as the skill, and the next skill that is needed is working with data. So you should know how you can work with data. So there are several ways of working with data, including data collection, where you first have to collect the data for pre-processing, manipulation, and then you perform data analysis on the data. After that, perform the data visualization task to understand the trends and patterns of the data, to understand the factors and parameters that affect the business. After that comes data modeling. So data modeling is actually creating systems specific to your business organization that helps to create such a data, repeat. that helps to create such a data model which is readily available for the business and makes the task of a data analyst more easy and time consuming. So these four skills that we discussed are the core skill that you must have, or an aspiring data analyst must have. So even if you are from a non-technical or a non-coding background, you can learn programming for data analysis to become a data analyst, because the programming languages that are used by a data analyst are the simplest programming languages in the industry, that is Python and R. You just need to learn the basic syntax and how to use them, and what are the libraries and packages available for data manipulation, visualization, analysis. Now further, I'll tell you about the companies hiring data analyst. So these are few of the top companies who actively hires data analyst. So Unisys, Fractal, Skype, BBC, Google, IBM, Mu Sigma, then Ola. So data analyst is a profile that every company has opening for, because without the analysis of the data, the company cannot survive, or the company cannot compete in the market and cannot exist and cannot generate proper revenue. Therefore, if you have the right set of skills for becoming a data analyst, there are a lot of job opportunities in the industry for a data analyst. So you can easily get a job as a data analyst with a very good salary, because it has a very bright future. And they are the game changers of the business, as all the analytics part of the business is done by them. Till now, you know a lot about data analysts. Now, you also need to know about the learning path that you must follow in order to become a data analyst by acquiring the skills. So, starting with programming, as you already know, programming is must. So, you should learn Python and R for data analysis. Then comes mathematics, that includes linear algebra, statistics, and calculus. So you must have knowledge of these fields in mathematics also. After that, you should work on a project. You should build projects by using the open source data available in Google. This will actually help you to get the knowledge and the implementation skills. Also, this will help you to actually explore many types of business related data. So that is why creating project is one of the crucial tasks while you are learning and acquiring the skills that are required to become a data analyst. Then you can participate in hackathons. So there are various online hackathons that actually conduct competitions, and over there they give the real time data set. You have to solve the business related problem using data analytics and data analysis. You have to visualize the data and then submit the solution. So this also actually gives you, or you can say generates, a problem solving capability by participating in hackathons. Then comes certification. So as you already know that certification is the hallmark on your skills. So any job you apply for, and for any company you are going for interview, if you have a proper certification that represents the skills you have, so that will be a plus point in your resume that recruiters or the interviewer will observe, and then you will get the preference over others. So you must have a data analyst certification. And finally, for getting the job, you have to apply for the job. So create your resume, add your certification in that, and then you can apply for job. Most of the companies nowadays in LinkedIn or any other job portal filters the candidate through the profiles or the resume that they upload. If you have added the certification in your resume, then it will help you to get shortlisted by the companies. So this is actually the learning path for becoming a successful data analyst. So till now you know the learning path for becoming a data analyst. Now what are the resources that you can follow to acquire the skill to learn about all these, like programming, mathematics, data analysis, visualization, and all these skills? So we have comprehensive blogs as well as video tutorials that are actually prepared by our subject matter experts to deliver quality content to our viewers and to our subscribers. So you can get all the knowledge related to the data analysis to become a data analyst over here. And as you already know, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. So you can acquire all the skills that you need or the quality content, you can get it over here. So if you haven't subscribed our channel, then do subscribe to Intellipath's YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss out on our upcoming updates. So you can just go to intellipath.com/blog/ and you can get all the blogs related to the technology as well as programming and blogs on various technologies over there. Also, you can check out the video tutorials made by our subject matter experts. So now we are done with this session. If you like the information presented by us and if you like this video, then do hit the like button, because this motivates us to do more such videos and bring more creative content for our viewers. Further, if you want the PPTs, then you can put your email IDs in the chat section and we'll reach out to you. We'll provide you the same. So thank you guys for watching this session and have a great day ahead.